Hey everyone, welcome back to Callie and Beans Books. I'm Brittany and today it's time for my September book corner. Holy cats, it's already October. It's crazy to me how fast the month of September went with how busy we've been trying to get everything ready for the house in the middle of moving. It's been absolutely crazy, but I was able to get some reading done. I'm actually really happy with the 5 books that I finished in the month of September. I also picked up a couple of books this month. The first being a signed edition of Nevernight by Jay Kristoff, and I picked up a copy of The Boyfriend Project by Farrah. Rochon. I picked those 2 books up a couple weeks ago when we went to Half Price Books, and then I also purchased a copy of Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I've been looking for a hardback copy of it, but I didn't want to spend the whole $20 from like Barnes & Noble or something, so I've been looking for a copy either from Half Price or from Facebook Marketplace, and I finally got my copy of it, and I'm really excited. I can replace my beat-up paperback version of it, so that'll be coming soon. So I've read 5 books in the month of September, continuing with my fairy tale readathon, as well as kind of breaking it up here and there. The first one I finished was Winter by Marissa Meyer. This is the finale to the Lunar Chronicles, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 star. I absolutely loved the wrap-up. I really enjoyed Winter as a character. That's the Snow White character that was created for the Lunar Chronicles, and she was amazing. I really enjoyed what she brought to the story. I also really enjoyed how her story fit in with Cinder's as well. It was definitely my favorite of the series. I think that there was enough brought to the characters. A lot of the relationships were developed even stronger, and I really enjoyed Winter, and I want to read the short stories that go along with the Lunar Chronicles. It just might be a little bit. I want to kind of take a break and dive into other stories as well. After finishing up the Lunar Chronicles, I read So This Is Love, A Twisted Tale by Elizabeth Lim, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I absolutely loved the Cinderella retelling. I'm not a huge fan of the Disney Cinderella. It's just, it's not me, but there's something about this Cinderella retelling that was perfect. I really enjoyed going into the story of Cinderella a little bit more and getting what if she didn't get her happy ending right away. And I really enjoyed kind of seeing what it would have been like if she were one of the maids in the castle instead of being swept away right away as a princess. And I did really like adding in some more of like a big bad in there and getting more of like the fairy godmother, and it was just really well done and I really enjoyed it, and it's definitely been my favorite Twisted Tale so far. I highly recommend the story for sure. The next book I picked up was Hunted by Meagan Spooner, and I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it is super unique, where instead of the beauty just falling in love with the beast, she's actually hunting the beast and gets captured and has to figure out her life as a prisoner while trying to figure out what happened to her father and trying to kind of put her life back together. And I really enjoyed it. It was definitely interesting. It was a little darker than I thought it was going to be, but at the same time, I couldn't imagine a lightness to the way the story was written. I did really like how descriptive it was. The magic in it was a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't feel like it was fully put together. I did like the idea that she was living in a fairy tale in a way. It was also really interesting seeing her develop and coming to terms with her situation. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy the story from beginning to end. So the next book I picked up is not a fairy tale retelling. I needed a little bit of a break in between all of the fairy tales, and that is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed how descriptive the world building was, and it wasn't info dumpy. It was just building on the world in the library and books that come alive from magic, and it was just really interesting. I really enjoyed everything about it except for the last 3 pages. That sucked because it's a standalone, and the last 3 pages open the story up more to where you think there's going to be more later, and there's not going to be more later, so I'm a little frustrated with that. Otherwise, overall, I did really enjoy the story. So the last book that I actually just finished yesterday is another one of the Twisted Tales, and that is A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. And this is actually the very first Twisted Tale, and I gave it a 3 out of 5. Overall, I did enjoy this Aladdin retelling. It was very didn't hate it, but didn't love it. It was a very easy read, but there wasn't really anything added to the story. I mean, we have Jafar being the bad guy, and we have Aladdin and Jasmine falling in love, and we have the genie. The only difference is Jafar gets the lamp and he gets the genie. Then Aladdin and Jasmine have to team up to take over and overthrow Jafar instead of him getting it at the very end, if that makes sense. I did enjoy the slow build of Jasmine and Aladdin's romance, but other than that, there really wasn't anything to the story that made me want to continue reading it. It was just, okay, this is kind of interesting throughout the entire story. I'm looking forward to reading the other ones that are coming out. I know Unbirthday just came out earlier in September, and there's a couple from earlier this year that I want to dive into. But for now, I'm going to take a break from the fairy tale retellings. Going into the books I plan on reading in the next couple of weeks, I don't really have a plan yet. With moving and just trying to get a grasp on that is kind of taking over my life right now. Hopefully I'll participate still in the readathon that we usually do for the fall. I don't know yet, unfortunately. I will plan it out, see how it goes, but with how busy October is going to be, I don't know what I'm going to be reading. I don't know. So until next time, everyone, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Head over to Goodreads and Instagram. Our links will be in the description below. Until next time, bye!